What's up, everybody? Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in. What's up, Kill? What's up, Layla? We'll give him another minute, y'all. We'll get started. I know it's late. I want to get this one out there. All right. Well, let's get started. Let's get started. How about we begin? How about we begin? Now, these Terminator movies have been dropping since I was a goddamn kid. They up to like 6 or 7 of these motherfuckers. And they can't seem to let them go for a good reason. And it's a story of in the future, there's this AI archons who come to destroy the world, and then there's a resistance that fight these archons, right? Which are the Star Seeds, right? Now, who are the Terminators? The Terminators are archonic assassins that come for you through the astral plane, that come for you, the Star Seed, through the astral plane to take you out before you become conscious. That's basically what they telling you. Now, what made this one special is what's up, Miss Mimi? What made Dark Fate significant is not only did an Archon assassin come back from the future, but an Anunnaki protector came back from the future. You see what I'm saying? That's what made this one fucking unique. You have a protector and an assassin fighting through the astral plane to protect the Star Seed, because in this movie they assassinate John Connor, because Sarah Connor actually stops them from destroying the world or prolongs it, right? So we skipped 12 years, we skipped 22 years in the future, which is, it was 97, it was supposed to be destroyed. 22 years in the future would be now, 2019, right? So she postpones Armageddon for another 22 years until they come back. And these dumb motherfucking AI prophets who goddamn never learn, who so hypnotized by the archons who work for them, they actually go and create another AI, artificial intelligence by the name of Legion, because in the original Terminator movies, it was known as Skynet. So we got this happening again, but this time the resistance has a way stronger foothold this time, because Legion, although it is strong, is not nearly as deadly as it is as deadly as Skynet, but it's not as since it took longer to create, then humanity had a chance to rise up and fight back and develop new technologies to create super soldiers, which is star seeds. You see what I'm saying? So what's going on in this movie? They show you that in the Force, past, present, and future doesn't exist. There is no time. And these beings, the Anunnaki, your Anunnaki protector, which is your higher self, and the archonic assassins, which is the archonic, which is ELF frequencies, electromagnetic ELF frequencies, are coming back, and that ELF just means extra low frequencies, are coming back from the future to try to stop our rise. You see what I'm saying? They kind of flipped it. They said in the movie the AI took over, but it's actually we took over. You see what I'm saying? And the Archons are coming back from their dismal future of losing, cause she said in the movie, the Anunnaki protector said, we rise up, fight the Archons, and take our planet back, the star seeds, right? So the resistance. The Archons start sending assassins back into the present to hijack the present and assassinate key members of the resistance before they find out who they are and rise to prominence. You see what I'm saying? You keep seeing this current theme in the Terminator movies. These assassins coming back from the future, killing key members before they rise to prominence. I mean, motherfuckers now fucking working at KLC, but in the future, they fucking war gods whooping the Archon's ass. You see what I'm saying? That's what they ain't worried about you now. They worried about you in the future. And so now they coming back from the future to fuck us up. That's why starseeds have such a hard time in the present, because they know what we're going to do in the future, and so they're coming back from the future, giving intel to the cabal, the archonic government of this time, and information on us, so they can fucking try to assassinate us or shut us down before we awaken to who we truly are. You see what I'm saying? So I myself have a personal story of this. When I was a kid, the CIA came through the astral plane and shot me with one of those unique magical bullets that you've heard so much about. And this bullet is supposed to rip your astral body, your spirit, from your body. You see what I'm saying? If they shoot you on the astral plane, you actually die in the physical. And I fought tooth and nail to keep my spirit and soul inside my body. You see what I'm saying? So yes, they've been doing this for a long time. That's one of the reasons why kids are disappearing. The young star seeds that they're kidnapping and using for so-called organ manufacturing, which is one of the things they're using for, are literally key members of the resistance. Yes, they are key soldiers, key warriors, and warrioresses in the resistance. You see what I'm saying? And they're coming after them as kids before they grow up and goddamn find out who they are and start to take back, start to become conscious again, and take back and lead the resistance to charge to help take back our planet. You see what I'm saying? They first find out who they are, then once they find out who they are, they start to walk their soul journey, their soul path, to do the things they need to do in the Force to fucking help heal themselves, the people, and the planet. You see what I'm saying? So they literally told you this in this movie. They told you more in this movie than they have in all the other movies, I have to say. Cause they showed you your Anunnaki protector, your higher self coming back from the future to protect you. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that usually just one side. The Terminator assassins usually just come back from the future to fuck you up. You see what I'm saying? But for the first time, we see the resistance bring somebody back from the future to protect the chosen ones. You see what I'm saying? Or in this case, the chosen one and Danny. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And once again, Dan. You see what I'm saying? The house of Dan. You see what I'm saying? The secret house that lives in the inner earth. You see what I'm saying? The 13 bloodline that they don't talk about. You see what I'm saying? So it's all them. It's all science. This is where it's going. This is what's going on here. So we having these timeline wars. It's our timeline of freedom, liberation, and freedom and liberation versus their timelines of tyranny and oppression. So the Cabal / Archons are feeding the Cabal information about us. That's how they know so much about us when we hit the planet, because the Archons are fighting us in the future, and they're sending their Archon assassins and intelligence agents back to the present and feeding the Cabal this information of all the star seeds, all the powerful, prominent star seeds in the future that's going to give them hell. You see what I'm saying? And the Cabal send this information to the CIA, and the CIA goes on a global worldwide hunt to assassinate all these fucking star seeds, or kidnap them, kill them, rape them, destroy their minds and hearts and souls before they become conscious, before they grow up and become conscious of who they are. You see what I'm saying? That's what this movie is about. That's why it's called Dark Fate. Dark Fate, melanin fate. Anytime you see the word dark, we dealing with melanin. So it's the fate of melanin. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's the fate of the melanated ones. So that's why they put the Anunnaki protector in this movie. You see what I'm saying? Because she came back from the future to protect her fucking the general, who would build the resistance this time. She would build the resistance because they killed John Connor. So you know, even when they try to change the future is set. You see what I'm saying? No matter how much they try to change the future, no matter how much they come back to the present to change it, it's always, the force is always at work. When the force wants shit to happen, it still gonna make it happen. So even though they killed John Connor, who was the original leader of the resistance against Skynet, they can't, their energy transferred to Danny, who would be the new leader of the resistance against Legion. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Look at these terms. Legion. You see what I'm saying? Skynet. You see what I'm saying? These are terms that let you know Skynet. It's a sky network. It's a celestial network of archonic frequencies that's designed to feed off you. And Legion, there's a whole bunch of these motherfuckers doing it. You see what I'm saying? It's a legion of archons. See what I'm saying? So that's what they telling us here. That's the storyline here. That's what they dropping here. You see what I'm saying? So that's why these Terminator movies are so powerful. These Terminator movies is dropping fucking science. You see what I'm saying? The girl in the movie, she didn't say she was fucking a robot. She was genetically enhanced. She was a super soldier, which means she was an Anunnaki. You see what I'm saying? Your higher self. And it's funny. In the future, Danny protects her or saves her. So she takes up the role, the mission of protector, to come back into the present to protect Danny. So the circle is complete. You see what I'm saying? She do her job to protect her, and then she do her job to protect her, and it's interesting. Fucking, Danny goes to see her as a little girl before she grows up, and she says, "I will not let her die for me again." That's a quote. Now the future has changed. Now They didn't know who she is earlier than what she was supposed to. See, they coming back and manipulating the timeline, but now motherfuckers is waking up earlier than what they're supposed to. I probably was supposed to wake up at the age of 26, but because they fuck with me at such a young age, and I never forgot that experience. You see what I'm saying? I never forgot that experience. It left me a certain level of awoken. So I awoken earlier than what I was supposed to, which was 19. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they got going on. They sending these archonic beings through the astral planes, through the force, to attack us and shut us down and have everybody around us shut us down, which is why our parents and sleep friends, sleep parents are so fucking gun-ho about attacking us, especially when we start giving them this knowledge. You see what I'm saying? It's all by design. That's why they know who we are. They're getting this information from the future, the archons in the future. Because in the future, the archons are getting their ass whooped. It's a dismal future for them. You see what I'm saying? They're getting their ass whooped in the future. And so to change the game, what they doing? They coming back to the present to fuck with us early. And goddamn kill off as many of the key members of the resistance as possible, which are the Order of Starseeds. That's literally what they doing. That's literally what they doing. But like I said, the Force has a way of making sure things happen like how they supposed to. This was a prophesized event. So our ancestors also is working through the Force. They also making sure we stay protected. The key members of this resistance. You see what I'm saying? Against the fucking cabal. You see what I'm saying? SSP Alliance and anybody else who's on their teams to shut us down. You see what I'm saying? So this way is it. This way is it. So it's funny how this shit is working out. It is funny how this shit is working out. They telling us the game in the movies of what they really doing. Cause they made 6 Terminators, y'all, and they don't usually make more than 3 or 4 of them of a movie. So the Terminator series is them fucking working for the Archons. The Archons is forcing them to make these Terminator movies where the assassin comes back and fucks up the Starseeds. You see what I'm saying? Probably the deadliest one that's ever seen that they made was the 3rd Terminator movie. You see what I'm saying? So, where they show them going around assassinating the generals in John Connor's army. You see what I'm saying? So in this movie, they balanced out the equation in this movie. For the first time, they showed us coming back from the future to protect. They show our future selves coming back from the future to the present to protect us from harm. You see what I'm saying? So that we can fucking go into the future and fuck these niggas up. See what I'm saying? And now we're learning about it earlier than what we supposed to, because they have become so aggressive and manipulating the timeline. It's creating alternative timeline where motherfuckers are waking up 1,000 times faster than what they used to. You see what I'm saying? Naturally. If this is a natural set of events, they're trying to manipulate the mass consciousness and control it in their way. And it's actually starting to backfire on them. So this is what's going on here. This is going on here. Timeline wars, temporal warfare is what they call it. So they know this. They know there's past, present, and future of one and the same. You affect the past, you simultaneously affect the present and the future. They showed you in Avengers Endgame. Once you come back to the present, you are the present. And the future, because the future hasn't been written yet. You see what I'm saying? If you go back into the past, then the past become the present. Do you see what I'm saying? So everything is one. All is one. So they just showing you in these movies what's going on. Now, 2019, you see what I'm saying? Because they know 2020 is upon them. They know 2020 is the prophesized end of the fucking age completely. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Sherry? They know 2020 is the prophesized end of this age. So they see this shit. They see this shit going down. You see what I'm saying? They see motherfuckers awakening at an alarming rate. They see the prophecies being fulfilled. But because they've been fucking with our timelines And they didn't realize how fast we would awaken now because they're manipulating our timelines. They see now that the more they fuck with our timelines, the faster we awaken. Yes, the ancestors have figured out a way to use their meddling against them. You see what I'm saying? Their interference against them. Okay, y'all want to interfere in their timeline? Well, we're going to speed up their consciousness. We're going to speed up the race of their conscious awakening. And we're going to set off the alarm clock 5 years earlier than what they supposed to. You see what I'm saying? So now they're awakening way faster. Shit, you don't supposed to awaken at 24, now you're awakening at 16. 8 years earlier than what you're supposed to. Because they manipulated your timeline. Archons try to manipulate and interfere in your timeline. So you're exposed to some shit you ain't supposed to be exposed to. And since you exposed to this shit you ain't supposed to be exposed to, that explodes your consciousness. Now that expands your consciousness automatically. So now you are aware of things that previously you did not exist. You did not know existed. Like the Bendu in the little Star Wars Rebel anime said, once a thing is known, it cannot be unknown. You see what I'm saying? So once you realize that this world exists, you can't forget about it. So now you going on a quest. You starting your quest and entering the quest of knowledge gathering and conscious awakening, so that you can enter the war and be ready to go. So now motherfuckers is waking up, and now I said the original timeline maybe 500 million to 1 billion people woke up. Now, because of all the interference in the timeline, it's like 3 billion people. You see what I'm saying? 3 billion people then woke up. You see what I'm saying? The more they fucking interfere in the timeline, then more people gonna wake up. So they haven't figured out that they are accelerating the process of their own doom. So that's what's going on here. That's temporal warfare, timeline wars. That's what the movie Dark Fate is all about. You see what I'm saying? They bring back all the old characters while at the same time reintroducing new characters. And they showed you, and they try to create this timeline where the Archons are the ones in power, even then. But that's not true. The Archons are scared as fuck. How we know they scared as fuck? Cause for 6 movies, these niggas just sent Archon assassins after Starseeds. You see what I'm saying? So what they so scared of, that they gotta keep sending the assassins back to the prison to take these Starseeds out. So you see what I'm saying? So that means to them that they a threat. You see what I'm saying? If you got so much control over the world, there would be no need to send motherfuckers back to the prison. You see what I'm saying? You got that much control, so that means they don't have control. That means That means the resistance is kicking ass just as much as them. You see what I'm saying? They're getting them a run for their money. And so they must come and shut these beings down before they rise to prominence. You see what I'm saying? Because we stand between them and their complete and utter fucking total domination. And what's worse, in this movie, in this timeline, the Anunnaki protector who comes back, whose name, interestingly enough, is Grace. Grace comes back and tells everybody that we rose up and took our planet back. So even though they having to deal with these motherfuckers, these Archons who are led by Legion, which is Yaldabaoth, Skynet is Yaldabaoth, and Legion is Yaldabaoth, because all they did was create a new AI consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So it's still Yaldabaoth. So he just revamped himself. He just had his AI prophets revamp him as a new form known as Legion. You see what I'm saying? So they rise up and take their planet back. They war with their ass to take that shit back. You see what I'm saying? And the Archons are pissed because they, no matter how many timelines they come back to corrupt, it seems that we're getting stronger, smarter, and get stronger and smarter quicker at an accelerated rate. Every time they come back to interfere, our Anunnaki future selves come back to interfere. And it's getting easier and easier to connect with our future selves and our ancestors, who is our past selves, because your past you is your ancestor. You see what I'm saying now? You see what I'm saying? 20-year-old me is my ancestor, the version of me who started this journey. You see what I'm saying? So, your ancestor. You see what I'm saying? So, not only is your future self feeding you information from the future, your past self is being fed information by you. How about that? In the present. So you're leaving like Sister Lucy Living said, you're leaving breadcrumbs for your future self. And your future self, your past self. And your past self, because they've been interfering with your timeline and you've become aware of this at an accelerated rate, is actually getting it faster. You see what I'm saying? At an accelerated rate. So it's called a quickening. What do you call a quickening? A quickening is when a series of events happen, and then one event after another happen, and it happens so fast. These events happen so fast, one after another, that it creates a fucking chain reaction of events. It leads up to a chain reaction, a climax. That's what's happening here. So, in them interfering with our timelines, we up now. We awakening faster now. We getting it faster. We more conscious than ever now. And they scratching their heads because why the fuck we even bothering fucking with their timelines? They was better off naturally when we weren't fucking with their timelines. You see what I'm saying? And only 1 billion of them woke up naturally when we went fucking with the timelines. Now 3 billion. So now we got a bigger problem, because every time a motherfucker wake up and become conscious, they become protected, and the corruption in their environment gets reduced by 60%. So, and they lose more control of their matrix. You see what I'm saying? So, that's what's going on here. Well, that's what this temporal warfare, this timeline war is all about. You see what I'm saying? And the people who haven't awoken yet, like I said, it's a Cold War. You see what I'm saying? So they can't see this war until it's time for them to see this war. But now, even the people who can't see this shit starting to see that something is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Even they can't deny it no more. Like, okay, something wrong with this motherfucker, because you can feel it. Like they tell you in Star Wars, your soul is talking to you. It's a feeling. It's an instinct. It's a knowing. You see what I'm saying? And that feeling, that knowing, is getting stronger now. You see what I'm saying? Because we getting closer and closer to the prophesied times where all hell gonna break loose on this planet, and we gonna rise up and free our planet from these archonic motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? So from these archons, the Cabal, and SSP Alliance, and anybody else who stands against us when we rise up. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is all about. That's what Dark Fate is pretty much basically all about. It's about temporal warfare, timeline wars. The Starseeds timeline of freedom and oppression versus the Cabal's and the Archon's timeline of tyranny. Our timeline of freedom and liberation versus the Cabal's timeline of tyranny and oppression. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Colleen? So that's what's happening here. So yeah, Terminators ain't never archonic assassins from the future. Literally. That's all they are. Terminators are archonic assassins from the future. But you got protectors as well. Anunnaki protectors who are soul protectors, soul guardians from the future, here to protect you, to make sure you stay safe. Stay safe. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Which is really your higher self, or an aspect of your higher self. That a piece of your soul that comes back and manifests itself as your guardian while you down here, living through the present until you reach your future self. You see what I'm saying? And the prophesied age of this destruction of this matrix. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I think that's about it. I think that wraps it up. So, that's all fucking Terminator Dark Fate is about. Timeline wars, temporal warfare. That's what all 6 of them is about. But this one touched me because they actually showed the Anunnaki Protector for once, the Anunnaki Guardians. You see what I'm saying? So I had to talk about it because, Anunnaki And like I tell y'all, Anunnaki just means children of heaven and earth. You see what I'm saying? And they say Russia fighting the Anunnaki. Of course they fighting the Anunnaki. They fighting our future selves. We've come back from the future to hijack the present. You see what I'm saying? So they're fighting our future selves. You see what I'm saying? Or an aspect of our future selves who's come back to hijack the present. They ain't the only motherfuckers who can send fucking assassins to the present to fuck some shit up. We can send a assassin / guardians back from the future to the present too. You see what I'm saying? So now they fucking shocked. They goddamn that we could do this. And guess what? The governments in this day and age not nearly as prepared. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't know what the fuck they dealing with yet. That time hasn't happened yet. So Russian them, they fighting these beings who from the future, and they already know what the governments here are capable of in this period in time. So if they had stayed out of this shit, they could have lived out their years naturally. But since they ain't stay out the shit, they want to intervene in our timelines. Then we brought in assistance. You see what I'm saying? We brought in backup. You see what I'm saying? So they want to fuck with our timelines, then we gonna fuck with their timelines. You see what I'm saying? Art of war. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. So there y'all go. There y'all go. That's what's happening here. That's where the Anunnaki energy is coming from. Anunnaki, the Nidoru, the fucking indigenous guys. You see what I'm saying? All them are us from the future. You see what I'm saying? All these stories about the Anunnaki that you read about, they're actually talking about now. They're not talking about the past. They're not talking about the future. They say the agreeable Anunnaki are always generating a green glow, which is you vibrating at your heart chakra or empaths. But the disagreeable Anunnaki, who are the archons, is always vibrating with a red glow, which that means they only vibrate at I don't even want to say root chakra, but we don't say root chakra, and they only kicking out ELL frequencies, extra low frequencies or archonic frequencies. That's all the stories are talking about. And risk is your soul, it's your heart soul. You see what I'm saying? And they tell the story in the movies. In the story they tell you that these foreigners, these invaders came in onto this, that we allowed onto the planet, and they landed here, and them landing is showing us the invasion. You see what I'm saying? The landing is the invasion, and we so-called let them stay for a while. Then they decided to fucking lead a coup d'etat against us to fuck us up. You see what I'm saying? So that's what all these stories is talking about. It's talking about us now. You see what I'm saying? It's talking about us now. You see what I'm saying? The green ones, the green man. You see what I'm saying? Al-Qadir, Osiris, all that shit, death and rebirth. All those myths are not for the ancient times. They're for us now. That's what the secret to these mythologies are. They're not for the future. They're not for the past. They for the present, which is now. You see what I'm saying? Though they wrote those myths for us now, not for them then. They were fine then. They didn't need these mythologies back then. They were gods and goddesses. This is for us now. You see what I'm saying? They wrote these scripts, these mythologies, these grimoires out, and gave them to gatekeepers or myth keepers for a time until our prophesied awakening, which is now. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. That's what you're seeing here. That's what you're seeing here. So that's all this Terminator movie is about. Dark fate. The fate of the melanated gods and goddesses. That's all they're showing you. And once again, they can't seem to fucking kill the starseeds. You see what I'm saying? The Archons trying their best to fucking kill the starseeds. Now they assassinated John Connor because Sarah Connor altered the timeline. You see what I'm saying? So there was no need for John Connor anymore. There needed to be a new energy. They needed a new energy for the new timeline, and that manifested in Danny. You see what I'm saying? So new timeline calls for a new set of strategies, tips, and events. You see what I'm saying? You see, and planning. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened. That's what happened here. So that's what you're seeing here. That's what you're seeing in these movies. So there you go. So now Matrix 4 should be if all this shit connected Danny in the Matrix 4 if they connected like how I think they are, the new Matrix, the new Neo should be a woman. Yes, the new Neo should be a woman. She should be Danny in the future, who wakes up from the Matrix. They just revamping everything. You see what I'm saying? So, cause they got a Matrix 4 coming out as well. So, yes, they working their ass off to alter our timelines, or to get us to alter our timelines. You see what I'm saying? And they're losing. They're losing faster now because we are waking up faster. So we're becoming stronger in the future. You see what I'm saying? We're stronger in the future than we've ever been because they're intervening in our timelines now and exposing us to them earlier than what they're supposed to be exposing us. So now that we've been exposed to them, we're taking time to get prepared. We're taking time to train and learn and grow now at an accelerated rate. Whereas we didn't do that last time because we didn't know that of their existence for real. You see what I'm saying? We wasn't as aware of their existence, so we didn't train as much. We didn't study as much. But now, since we know of their existence, we're training and studying and learning at a faster rate. So of course, naturally, we're gonna be stronger in the future by default. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So now they're catching hell because motherfuckers are awakening in ways they never even expected. Because when you fuck with the timeline, when you fuck with time like that, then what's the guy named? Iron Man told you, time fucks with you back. You see what I'm saying? Time attacks back. You see what I'm saying? The force strikes back after a while. So now the force striking back on their ass, and now we 10 to 1,000 times stronger now than we used to be. So there you go. And on this new timeline. So there you go. So, are there any questions? I'm gonna end it there. That's good enough. Any questions? All right. If y'all have no questions, I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out. Let them know what's going on. And I'm out. Peace.